Hey everyone, Richard Metal Fan here, bringing you guys an old school album review. I know, 2 album reviews in one day. Like I've previously reviewed the new Dimmu Borgir album just a moment ago, but today I'm also going to do an old school album review. And this is from one of my all-time favorite bands. And as you could clearly see below the title, today we're going to be looking into or talking about The New Order by Testament. This is the band's second album, released on May 5th, 1988 through Atlantic Records. Now, of course, this is after their first album that came out a year prior, 1987, The Legacy. Testament, a year later, releases their second album, The New Order. Now, kind of similar to the Legacy, Testament, it sort of has still that thrashy aggressiveness, but it also kind of like showcases this album a little bit more of a melodic or parts, and showcases more musicianship, kind of similar to that, but also adds sort of like a different style to it. Production wise, it still sounds and still holds up good after 30 years. Vocal work from Chuck Billy is still just aggression. You could definitely know what he's feeling. Guitar wise, Alex Skolnick and Eric Peterson both come up with some great riffs. The bass playing is pretty damn audible from, I believe it's Greg Christian. And the drumming from Lou Clemente is pretty good as well. The drumming is pretty solid, but doesn't compare to like later drummers they would have, like Dave Lombardo and of course the almighty Gene Hoglan. But without further ado, let's dive into this album track by track. Now, the album opens up with Eerie Inhabitants, which pretty much shows us the lead guitar virtuosos, follow up with some few arpeggios and the sudden heavy start. Production is extremely metallic and clean, and also compared to the debut. The drums are purely blasting and pounding, especially on like the snare drum. The riffs are like truly violent and technical sort of at the same time, but also so catchy thanks to like some really good ideas and some good melodic breaks to introduce the always excellent solos. Then we go into the title track, The New Order. I just couldn't even tell, just like the excellent like finger tapping solos. It just I just every time I hear them, I also get confused at times like the weird time signatures, which to be honest aren't really that complicated, but they do get you thinking. But no matter how amazing the guitars are, the most thing I notice about is the bass is loud and it plays a major part. With most like thrash, the bass is always hidden away behind like the awesome guitars and the double bass. But it seems like a nice change to have the bass be important for like once in a while, and it's undeniably refreshing. And I feel like Greg does intend to follow the guitars, but sometimes the bass overpowers the guitar. And then we go into Trial by Fire, which in my opinion is my personal favorite song on this album. After sort of like a moderate intro with a decent shredding guitar and clean rhythm guitars, the song becomes just like a fucking almighty killing machine. The verse is very quite creative. Each instrument throws some notes in the background. The bass riffing is intense. The guitars driving the air is all together. It sounds fucking badass. And the chorus is extremely catchy, and the last line sings with a very spooky heat. And damn, this song is just kick-ass, like I said. Powerful main riff in there. And some very intense vocals. And it just can't stop but bang your head. And this song is just a great mood of insanity and will stick to your head for a long time. Next on the album is Into the Pit, which is just a short and straightforward song. It's just full of aggression. And if I were to have a mosh pit anthem, it would be, ironically, Into the Pit. Great song. Hypnosis, another great song. It's another shorter song on here. It's like 2 minutes long, but it just gets right to the point. Disciples of the Watch has kind of like an eerie vibe in the beginning, but it doesn't stop to kick ass, especially with sort of like a very catchy chorus. Overall, I really like this album. I think it's a bit underrated somehow. For me, I think it's a classic in the year 1988. Like, I don't know about you guys. Like, 1988 seemed like a pretty good year for metal in general. Like, And Justice for All, Seventh Son of a Seventh Son, South of Heaven, then State of Euphoria. Just really great metal albums that came out that year, especially in like the thrash scene. I mean, wow. Of course, we get to The Preacher, another good song. I quite dig it. And then we get to the next song, which is a cover, which is Nobody's Fault. Now, this was originally done by Aerosmith, but with this cover, it pretty much sounds like any Testament song, which is pretty strange to me. Maybe, but they actually sounds a lot better than the original. I'm sorry, Steven Tyler, eat your heart out, but I just think Testament does a better version of this song than you guys did. All right. Then we go into A Day of Reckoning, high velocity instrumentals and incredible performances all around. Combining these with sort of like bloodthirsty songwriting, which is filled with adrenaline and excitement, like none of their releases. And then the album closes with an instrumental, Musical Death, a Dirge, a track brimming with beauty with the slow melodic acoustic in the background or the passionate guitar solo played on top of it. It's almost like a slower version of, kind of reminds you of a little bit of Armed and Dangerous by Anthrax. So after the classical guitar and the guitar solo, it almost goes into like a more cleaner bit with sort of like the drums and a whole lot. But a beautiful instrumental, and it certainly impressed me loads. And I think it's pretty interesting to end this album on. Now overall, The New Order by Testament is another good highlight in their discography. If I were to give this album a score, I'd probably give this a solid 9 out of 10. Pretty good. Good follow-up to The Legacy. So yeah, that's my review of The New Order, guys. And I'm actually going to see Testament twice this year. I'm going to a road trip to Charlotte in North Carolina to see them Slayer. And they're also playing in Atlanta, and I'll also go to that one as well. So if anybody's going to see me this summer in Charlotte or Atlanta, just come up and say hi. But yeah, that's my review of The New Order, guys. And happy 30th anniversary to this. And thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you all in the next video, and keep it metal. And also, thank you all for helping me get to 800 subscribers. Really appreciate it. I'm hoping to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. So thank you all. But peace out. Keep it metal.